Hello, everyone. Please let me know if you can hear me because I have a message that popped up saying something was going on with my audio. So please let me know if you can actually help me. Just send me a message in the chat just saying, yes, we can hear you, and that'll be good. Yes. Okay, great. So I'm Michelle. I'm usually the one you guys are chatting with on the chat or in our the tickets. I'm the one responding to your tickets. I'm one of your customer success people, and today I'm going to show you how to create documents in the planner. So let me go ahead and share my screen. I know we have a new feature that was released today, and that's showing you how to create attics. So if you do have some questions and we have enough time afterwards, you feel free to ask questions and I'll be able to kind of help you through that. I'm also going to set up another webinar to kind of go more in depth with how to create attics in the next, I want to say about 2 weeks. Okay, so now we have, I don't know if you noticed, once you have created your design, we do have a new step called the folder step. So if you click on that, this is where you're going to access all your blueprints. All right, and this is also where you're going to create the documents to put together. When you go to the folder app, in the right panel, you have all your options, all your plans here. In the right panel, you want to select create a document. And now you have the option to rename that document. So you can name it, let's say, document one, docu one. You can change the layout, you can change the format, and the format is going to be the print format. And then you also have the option to change your margins as well. Hit yes. And then it's going to bring you to this page. You're going to have the title up here. And on this page, this is where now you're going to start creating your full document. So the first thing I want you to see, you have a tab in the left panel, and the tab now has your template page up here, and you have other pages down here. The template page, this is where you can, anything you add to the template page is going to show on every other page in your document. So for example, if you wanted to add the title of your document, I have docu1. If you wanted to add the title of your document, you're going to add that to your template page, and that's going to show on every single page in your document. Sometimes I have people that upload a picture of the rendering and keep it there, and then everything else kind of just shows what they're trying to create. Or I also have where you can create a text and all the information for the document. You do that in the template page, and I'm going to show you how to do that. If you do not want to apply whatever you add, actually no, I have the first page selected. The first page doesn't have, the template page doesn't have any options here, but if you were to add something on one of the pages, you can check to apply that on the template page, which in turn is going to apply it on every other page. So just keep that in mind. You have the option to add more pages. You click on this where it says add more pages. And when you scroll down, the option is still going to be there. You can move the pages around as well. So for example, if you add something on page 2, but you decide you want to do that on page 1, you don't have to go and redo page 1. You can just click on this and then move it up and it'll switch pages. Right now we have is blank, so you can't really tell if I switch pages. Up here, you have a set of menus. Your library would take you to your plans. So the plans that we originally had in the folder step, it'll take you to your HD visual. So if you have any renderings in your gallery, it's going to take you to that. And this image icon allows you to upload images from your computer. You're not able to upload a full set of PDF. So just remember that. But let's say you had a logo you wanted to upload, or you had a picture example of something that you're trying to what you created in the document, you can upload that to add it to your document. Your next thing, you have the text. The text icon allows you to create text areas on every single document. And when you click it, so first I'm going to actually click on my template page. When you click text area, you'll see a box. You can place that box just about anywhere on your page, on your template page, or on other pages. And then this box is going to pop up. This is where now you can add in any text that you want to show on either that page or on all of your pages, depending on if you're adding this text to your template page or not. I'm going to put Michelle's house. right? And then you have all the different options to change the font, to change the sizing, where you want the paragraph to start, and so forth. And when you're done, just exit out, and it's gonna show on here, Michelle's house. And as you can see, when I click on page 1, that also shows here. Something else I want you to notice is there's a box around the text area. You can click on that box, and then in the right panel, see where it says format? You can show the border. Make sure if it's checked, you can show the border. You can change the color. You can change the border thickness. Or if you don't want to show the border, you can uncheck it. And now you just have text. So you have those options as well. You can also, when you click on the box, you can move this box just about anywhere on the page. And I know I've had a question about rotating, because I know sometimes some people have their company information on the right side of the page. You can actually do that as well. So if you bring it up, you have the angle option right here, or you can just, wait, hold on. You can do this. You can rotate the angle of where you want the box to be. Let's put it at the 90-degree angle, click it and move it here. Now you can expand the box. And you can put I'm going to add the border back on there just so you can see, and you can put all your information here. So if you create this box on your template page, it's going to show up on every other page as well. But let's say you added this box on a template page, but you decide on page 1, you wanted to add more information in the box that's not going to show up on every other page. You can do that as well. So now I'm going to click on page 1. I'm going to select the text area. I'm going to bring the box back down here, and I'm going to add, let's say, elevation, right? So this is my elevation page, and exit out. Now I'm going to move this box. I'm going to rotate it again. So I want to rotate it at a 90-degree angle. It went the other way. Let's pick it all the way around. All right, negative 90 degrees. And now you can move this option here. And we're going to remove the box, the border from around it. So now you have elevation is only going to show up on page 1. It's not going to show up on anything else. So that's an option that you have as well. You can apply that to the template page if you want to, or you can uncheck it to apply to, apply everything from the template page. You also next have your shapes option. So you have the shapes option. It's similar to it's annotation, right? So because we split up the text and shapes, that's why we don't have it as annotations anymore. We have it as shapes. So now you have, when you add different things into your document, you can add lines, text, and arrows, and rectangles, or, to create different things within the document. And I know I have seen people that they create maybe one set of blueprints that are electrical blueprints. And since we don't create technical and specific electrical blueprints, they use the lines and arrows to indicate where those things will go. All right, before I move on, I see you have a question. Oh, okay. You weren't getting sound, now you are. Okay, good. Okay, so I'm actually going to start. I'm going to go to my folders, and I'm going to select one of my floor plans. Actually, no, I went the other way. Back in the document, library. I'm going to library. I'm going to hit plan. Under plan, now I'm going to have all the plans that are in that folder step. So everything is here, my elevation, my floor plans, everything is here. So since I made the first page an elevation page, I'm going to click on the elevation I've already created. And I can rename it and all of that. And I can change the scale. Remember now, the scale is based off of how you want it to print. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it as the user-defined dimensions. And I'm going to import that in here. So now once it's imported in here, in the right panel, you have a couple of different options. You can change the scale again, if you like, or you can change the dimensions. And you can turn it at an angle if you like as well. And remember, it's because we don't want your image to be distorted. Once you change the width, the height is also going to change. So for example, if you click and you expand this image, both dimensions will change. All right, so if you keep expanding out, both dimensions are going to change. And then I can go back now and I can add more text. And let's say we add a text under here. I'm going to say front elevation. Spell elevation right, Michelle. And then once you add the text, you can double click on it to bring back the box to change it. So I want the font to be bigger. It's going to scroll until I get to maybe 20. All right. Make it bold. And yep, now you go. I need to center it. So I click on it and I'm going to, nope, I added a border. I'm going to center it. And now I have front elevation on this page. And you can add multiple images on the multiple plans on the page. I usually don't suggest it only because, especially for one of your elevation or your side views, because it's going to be a little bit distorted and it's going to be trying to compete with each other. Now, I've seen some people have done it, so that's not an issue. You can adjust the sizing and you can add more than one if you like. Next thing you can do is I'm going to go down to page 2 and you uploading an image. So this also comes in handy when people are uploading their company logo. You can upload your company logo to the template page and it's going to show on all the other pages. But you can also, let's say I'm going to upload another image from my computer. So let's see what I have on here to upload. So I have another plan somebody sent me at one point. So I'm just going to click on that and I'm going to upload that. I'm going to import that and there you go. So you've just imported an image from your computer that was not on your on the planner, that wasn't a document that you worked on. You uploaded it from your computer to the document. And the same thing applies when you can stretch it out. You can add text and so forth. You can add lines, you can add arrows and all of that. When you click on this, and then you can type something. Actually, I have the arrow upside down. Here you go. And you can type something underneath. When you click on the arrow, you have a plethora of different options as well. One thing also I want you guys to notice is once you add an image, let's say you wanted something, you added text, but you don't want the image to be in the forefront. In the right, you have these options where you have moves to the front and moves to the back. And as you can see, you also have the delete option as well. You can add show border. So if you wanted to add a border around that image, you can. You can adjust the color and the thickness of the border and all of that. Does anybody have any questions? Go back to Danielle. Yes, you can add your logo to the first page, Danielle. I always lose. Here we go. You can add your logo to the first page. If you select the template page and just go to your library, select image, you can add, if your logo has to be a JPEG or PNG, it cannot be in a PDF form. And I've seen where if you have a logo, you can actually just, I'm going to just upload this, right? I'm going to upload this and I'm going to add it to my template page. Let's say I'm using it. It's not a logo, obviously, but let's say I'm using this as a logo. As you can see, it shows up on every other page. And then you still have the options here where if you want it in the forefront or if you want it in the background, you can do that as well. Does anybody have any other questions? Okay. Let's see. One of our shapes. Okay, so once you have your document created, in the right panel is where it says download. This is where now it's going to download a full PDF document of everything you created. So like I said, you can rearrange it, you can rename it, you can select, and it will tell you how many pages that you have and what page you're on the right. select document, and now you have two options. You have your digital quality and you have your print quality. So the print quality is sometimes when people are taking the document over to FedEx and you need to be able to print it for permits or architects and all of that, that's where the print quality is. The digital quality is just that PDF form that's going to be on your computer, the PDF document that you're going to be sharing with your clients or sharing with your colleagues and all of that. That's the digital form. And when you generate it, that document goes into your folder. You can select to open the document or close it, so forth. And I'm going to open it just so you can see what it will look like. So when you open it now, this is what it looks like. Everything I created on my template page is here. My first page, this is what shows on my first page. And you see, even though the elevation wasn't that clear, close this out. Even though the elevation, the numbers and everything wasn't that clear on here, but you see that once it's downloaded, all your elevation or your dimension, it is very clear. One thing I did not do is I did not add a HD visual. So we go back to your library, you can select HD visual and it will, oh, I forgot. I created a new document just for this, this webinar. So if you I'm going to create a visual really quick. Oop, sorry. All right. Okay. All right, so I'm going to ask for a rendering. So once that rendering is done, I will be in the folder. I'll go back to the folder step. It will show up in the gallery. So just, I didn't have a rendering because I created this document. I created this project just specifically for this. Usually my rendering is in the other project. So I don't think it's done yet because it's usually 2 minutes. When it's done and you select HD visual, you should have it. Yeah, it's not done yet. It should pop up in your gallery and then you'll be able to add that rendering to your document. Let's see if anybody else has any questions while we're waiting for that. To take items from your plans, details, and gallery to this template page, do you have to grab it one by one or grab multiple all at once? You'll have to grab it one by one. And the reason is because you have to create the different, I guess, what I want to say, you have to change the name, create the different scales for the items that you're migrating over. So for now, let me see if this is done. Okay, so we just created this HD visual. My rendering is done, so I'm going to grab it. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to import it. Now, independently, you have to change you can change the dimensions, or you can change the borders and all of that. It's not going to upload all together because you have to be able to work on it independently, especially for plans. So if I select plans, when you click on, let's say I'm going to click on ground floor, you're setting the scale for that specific plan. So you're not going to be able to select multiple because then it might not apply to all the plans that you're uploading. So that's why you have to click on it one by one. Fix it up. Does anybody have any other questions? Not yet. We do not have DWG or CAD drawings capability to download just yet. You can upload those plans in the system, but there's no way for our documents to be uploaded as a DWG file or a CAD file. How can we show better dimension lines on elevations and plans? So when you are, let me go back here. Go to the folder step. All right, so the question is, how can we show better dimension lines on elevations and plans? So when you go to the elevation, okay, I'm going to go to my side elevation since I haven't done it yet. Go to your elevation. You see where options that says dimensions. You can now add your elevation dimension. And when you click and add it, wherever you click and add it, you can actually change the parameters in the right panel. So you can change the font size. My font size was already at 48. That's why that's why it was a lot bigger. But you can change the font size. You can change the font type. Same thing goes for different lines or arrows and stuff that you're adding into, right? Adding here. You can change the thickness of that arrow if you want to make it thicker. It's very thick. Or the type of line. You can make a dash line or the type of arrow. And then once you import that into your document, it'll show whatever you added here will show up on the document. Oh, and another thing is items are added are changed in real time. So for example, if you make adjustments to your layout for a plan that you've already added in your document, it's going to adjust in the document. You don't have to delete the plan you already added and then re-add it. It automatically adjusts once you've already added into the document. All right, does anybody have any other questions? Okay. I like Jeff's questions so far. Everything was good. I believe that is, oh, and once you create your document, let me go back to the document. You create the document, everything is here. It's actually going to be stored in your planner. So you don't have to, just because the document's already created doesn't mean it goes away when you exit out. It's going to be, when you go to your folder step, in the right panel where it says documents, you'll have the different names of your documents here. You can simply just click and delete it, or you can click and come back to the document and edit it at any given time. Okay, so if nobody has any more questions, I think that is it for today. Let me stop sharing my screen. And this video is going to be emailed to you guys. It's going to be emailed to everybody that's registered for the webinar. I see somebody has a question coming in. So just, I think by the end of today or by tomorrow, this particular copy is going to be emailed to you for you to go back. We also keep our webinars in the knowledge base. We have, if you scroll towards the bottom of all the different categories, we have a webinar link, and every single webinar that I've done to date is in that as well. And I know Zach, who's on our sales team, he also does webinars that's stored in on our YouTube channel. So you can access that as well. Will you show us the new tool that came in today? Sure. I'll be quick. Okay, so we have a new addict tool. Oh wait, I'm not sharing my screen anymore. All right, so we have a new addict tool. And as you know, one of the things about Cedreo is when you create a floor plan and that floor plan has, let's say, one floor, you have to add another level with exterior walls for the roof and to have a flat ceiling. Well, now in the software, you can add a roof to the first floor, and automatically every room that you add, every space that you add a room that has the ceiling checked in will automatically have a ceiling between the room and the ceiling and the roof. So let me show you that. And then, as you know, usually this is why you add a second level with exterior wall specifically for the roof, because the roof is going to collapse. And when the roof collapses down, usually you have no flat ceiling between this ground floor and the roof. But now you see that there's actually a ceiling built in. When you add a wall here, now you can either select to cut at the ceiling level, which now means the walls will not go all the way up. So that means when you add the roof back in, you have a ceiling space. Let me kind of bring the camera. All right. I hope you can see that you have a ceiling space between the walls is cut. So right here, up here, this is your attic. So now you have an attic space that you don't have to create a whole other level just to create that attic space. And then the walls are not going to go all the way up into the attic if you don't want it to go all the way up. So that's the new feature now, allowing you to create this attic without, and the walls either can go all the way up, and it also helps you when you are when you have like a vaulted ceiling, but you don't want but you also have an attic space. So that's what the new feature is. And when you go to the wall opening step, we do have bring the attic stairs now in the wall opening step. I'm not going to show that right now. But you do have those options. So that's what the new feature is that was released today. Okay, so I'm going to go a little bit more in depth with that webinar in the next 2 weeks. I'm going to have another webinar, so look out for that. But if you have any more questions, just send us an email at support@cedreo.com, and we'll be happy to help. Thank you guys for joining us today. Bye.